Fine. So good evening.
Good evening, sir.
As you all know, this is Science Dialogue series. This is free webinar series. Those who are new in this series, this is free webinar series. Purpose is only to disseminate knowledge in biosciences stream to increase knowledge pool of the society. So we don't charge anything from any participants, and we also don't offer anything to the resource person. We also give e-certificate if participants attend complete lecture and share feedback. That feedback Google form will be shared during lecture in the chat box only. So don't ask me this feedback Google form after lecture, after means half an hour of lecture or one day, or before that. If you are leaving, then also you will not receive the certificate. Now, as you all know, this is Environment Day, Hannah. So on this auspicious occasion, we invited Dr. Anupma Srivastav. Today's speaker, you all know that she will deliver lecture on very pertinent topic, that is bioplastic. You all know plastic is minac. It is accumulating. So people are searching different ways. Either they try to degrade the existing plastic or they try to produce the alternate method for plastic which can degrade easily, because this chemical plastic will not get degraded easily. It takes hundreds of years, but scientists are working on that also, including me. I'm also trying to produce the recombinant enzyme which can degrade the PET plastic, but it's difficult to get efficient enzyme. Different people trying to produce, trying to show, but there is no efficient enzyme existing in the nature, or not reported yet. So with this important topic, introduction of this important topic, now I'm happy to introduce today's speaker, Dr. Anupma Srivastav Misra ji. Madam is HOD, head of the department, microbiology department at ITM Vocational University, Barodara. Madam is also Miss. She has spent 3-4 years at South Korea as a postdoc fellow. As you know, generally fresh PhD we don't allow in this Science Dialogue series. Fresh PhD from the mediocre institute, if they come, generally I don't request them to deliver lecture. I may allow them after 1 or 2 years, but we try to request the people who has very good exposure. See, and Madam has also done her PhD from Bhavnagar University, but she worked at this CSIR Institute, CSMCRI. This is CSMCRI, CSIR Institute, Council for Scientific and Industrial Research, under which there are 40 research institute, in which one is Central Salt and Marine Chemical Research Institute, where she did her PhD. So her profile is very good. So I requested her, invited her to deliver lecture, and she has accepted. So we are grateful, madam, for accepting our invitation. And topic is also I was not knowing, because I generally give freedom to the speaker. But this topic is very important on this day. Madam has chosen this day also very important day. So welcome, madam, in the Science Dialogue series, and we are thankful to you for accepting our invitation. I request all the participants to interact with her whenever you have a doubt in her lecture, or after lecture also. You should stay and then interact. Madam, now platform is yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. First of all, I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my knowledge with all these young minds. And
Not all young. So let me clear, participants are not only a student, but sometimes
okay,
faculty also, old faculty also.
okay,
Anna,
sir.
yes, madam, there is
Yes, sir.
mix. I don't
Okay,
segregate, because sometimes BSc student, they are sometimes better than the PhD student or faculty. So
Exactly,
we
sir.
allow all of them who are
So,
interested. Yes, madam.
yeah, exactly, sir. There is a lot of scope to learn nowadays, even from our seniors and from our juniors as well. Nowadays, the era has completely changed. It's the AI era, the updated era, in which we also get some guidance, some knowledge from our students as well. So thank you very much, sir, for inviting me to deliver a lecture on your platform. So I have chosen this day because this year today is a World Environment Day, right? So this year the theme for World Environment Day is beat plastic pollution. You all might be knowing that plastic have entered our day-to-day routine in such a way that starting from when we get up in the morning, like when we go for brushing our teeth, so the first thing we hold up in our hand, that is the toothbrush, right? Starting from there, your toothbrush, your pen, your water bottles, your chairs, everything, everywhere plastic have entered in our life. Okay, so it is also very like it is very difficult to get out the plastic from our routine life. Okay, it is really a challenge. And you all might be knowing that these plastics, they don't degrade even when buried under the soil, like after 50 years or many more than 50 years. Even if you will go and dig out that particular plastic piece, you will find that it is as it is. It has not degraded. It has the little bit wear and tear might be there, but a complete degradation is not possible for these plastics. So what is happening to the plastics nowadays? People are also consuming, in India also it is a trend nowadays to have bottled water. So these bottles, they are of plastics. Apart in India, it is not that much there is not that much uses of these plastic bottles as compared to other countries, European countries, and other Asian countries. So what happens to this plastic? This plastic is accumulating in on our earth, planet earth, in our oceans, in our seas, and it is affecting not only humans but other creatures as well. So it is creating a nuisance nowadays, and it is like the time where we should now get aware and bring awareness in our routine lives to remove plastic from our day-to-day life. So with this message, I would like to start my lecture. Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, madam. Yes, yes, it's visible.
Okay, okay. So today, topic of our discussion is on microbial production of polyhydroxyalkanoates, that is PHAs, and that is also known as bioplastics. You all might have seen some of these scenarios in your day-to-day life, right? That plastic, too much of plastic, because plastic is accumulating day by day. Even the plastic is being eaten up by these creatures. It is also harming the marine creatures as well as the land creatures, and it is also accumulating on our earth. As we all know that these plastics are environmentally unfriendly due to their limited biodegradability, which results into a lot of problems. In one of that problem is waste management problem. The another one is global warming, and there are n number of problems which are related with these unfriendly plastics. Now, nowadays, whenever you go to a supermarket or you go to any showroom, uh, you have there is a clear cut message that you have to carry your own bag, or they will give you a bag, but that bag will be paper bag, or they will charge for that bag. But earlier, like before a decade, it was not like that. People were getting free plastic bags from whenever they go to a supermarket or they go to a big showroom. They were getting even to a sabji wala, they will go, they will get free plastic bags. But now, due to the awareness, these plastic bags are not available easily or free in such places. Even Supreme Court have said that bum se kam khatarnak nahi hai plastic. So what happened is there was an incident in which a cow died, and from that dead cow's stomach, 30 kgs of plastic was recovered. Can you imagine the amount of plastic that creature has consumed? And because of consuming this much huge amount of plastic, the cow died. So even Supreme Court have mentioned that bum se kam khatarnak nahi hai plastic. Now, as we all know that what is the problem? If these plastics are so convenient to use, they are so durable. So why to replace it? But we need to replace it because these environmental concerns, they are the biggest threat to the conventional plastic industry. Why? Because they release greenhouse gases, toxic pollutants, and all the garbage that is being collected from different households, that is being landfill. Okay, so it is also having a non-biodegradable landfill impact. So, in March 2002, Bangladesh became the first country worldwide to ban all polythene bags in its capital. Then, in 2002, Ireland pioneered Europe's anti-plastic movement by placing a 15 euro cent levy on the supermarket plastic checkout bags. So they have started levying price for giving these plastic checkout bags. In August 2003, Himachal Pradesh became the first Indian state to ban plastic bags. India's National Environment Ministry has issued rules banning plastic bags under 40 microns thick. So even if you, whenever if you go to visit Himachal Pradesh, you will see, you will not see any type of plastic bags in that particular area. It is completely banned over there. The rule also banned the use of recycled or compostable plastics for food packaging, for storing, for packing, or even selling gutka, tobacco, and pan masala. So initially, these gutka, tobacco, and pan masala, they were being sold in plastic pouches, sachets. But now the material has been changed. It's not plastic that is being used for this type of material. So now there should be some alternative, right? So there are many alternatives to our conventional plastics. One of the alternative to our conventional plastic is biodegradable plastic or biopolymer. And there are many different types of biodegradable plastic available. But the growing interest is in the group of polymers that are known as polyhydroxyalkanoates, that is PHs. Now, first of all, let us discuss what are bioplastics. So, bioplastics are degradable polymers that are naturally degraded. See, when I have started the discussion, I have mentioned that if you will bury a piece of plastic in soil like for 50 years, and if you will dig out that soil and again you will come up with that plastic material, what you will see, you will see that the plastic material is intact as it is. It is not completely degraded. There might be some wear and tears, but it is not at all degraded. But these biodegradable polymers, they are degraded naturally by the action of the organisms present in the soil, such as bacteria, fungi, algae. Okay, so what are the benefits of bioplastics? Bioplastics are 100% biodegradable. They are produced from natural renewable resources, and they are able to be recycled, composted, or burned without producing toxic byproducts. So these are the benefits that we get with bioplastics. Now, these bio-based plastics, they are made from a wide range of renewable bio-based feedstock. Okay, so what type of feedstock can be used for the production of these type of plastics? First of all, agro-based feedstock, that is plants that are rich in carbohydrates such as corn, sugarcane. Now, what happens is when we use agro-based feedstock, okay, so in that case there is a competition with the food supply. Okay, so in that case there is another alternative feedstock that can be used efficiently, and that is available abundantly. Okay, so that is lignocellulosic feedstock. Now, what are lignocellulosic feedstock? That is the plants that are not eligible for food or feed production. Another one we have, that is the organic waste feedstock. All these type of feedstocks we can use, and these two, organic based feedstock and the lignocellulosic feedstock, is already available in ample quantity. Now, coming to the types of bioplastic. So, our bio-based plastic is divided into three categories. First one is petroleum based, second one is renewable resource based, and the third one is mixed resource based. Now, the petroleum based plastics, they can be biodegradable, they cannot be biodegradable, non-biodegradable. So this is divided into two categories, so the biodegradable one and the non-biodegradable one. So the biodegradable one includes polycaprolactone, polybutylene succinate, polybutylene adipate and its co-polymers, synthetic polyesters like polybutylene adipate, terephthalate and polyvinyl alcohol. Now, coming to the next one, that is the renewable resource based ones. They are divided like these are biodegradable, and they are divided into two categories. One category include PLA, PHS, PHV, PHV, PHBV, that is polyhydroxyalkanoates, polyhydroxybutyrate, polyhydroxyvalerate, polyhydroxybutyrate valerate. And the another category includes the starch based plastic, which are prepared from wheat, potato, corn, cellulosic plastics, proteinaceous plastics from plants and animal protein. So ये क्या होता है, ये है ना स्टार्च बेस्ड प्लास्टिक, ये क्या करते हैं, डायरेक्ट स्टार्च में से लेके उसमें से हमारा जो भी कंटेनर वगैरह है वो स्टार्च में से बनाते हैं सीधा. तो उसमें व्हीट का स्टार्च यूज कर सकते हैं, पोटैटो का स्टार्च, कॉर्न का स्टार्च, राइट. देन कमिंग टू द नेक्स्ट वन, that is the mixed resource based bioplastics. Now these plastics, these are obtained by using monomers coming from mixed biological and petroleum resources like polyesters obtained with petroleum derived terephthalic acid and biologically derived ethanol, 1,4-butanediol and 1,3-propane-diol, such as polybutylene terephthalate, polytrimethylene terephthalate, polyethylene co-isorbate terephthalate, polyurethane, and epoxy resins. So these are the different categories, and among these categories, we are going to talk about this one. Okay, PHAs, that is renewable resource based.
मैडम वहाँ स्क्रीन शेयर वाला जो है ना, वहाँ उसको हाइड कर दीजिए. नीचे जो है ना, जहाँ स्टॉप शेयरिंग है उसके बगल में हाइड है, हाइड. यस यस, थैंक यू.
Done sir, done. Okay, now polyhydroxyalkanoate, what are these what is this polyhydroxyalkanoate? So polyhydroxyalkanoate is, that is PHA, is a bacterial polyester that can be used as plastic materials. अभी होता कैसे है ये प्रोडक्शन इसका? तो जैसे हम हैं, हम ह्यूमन बींग्स, राइट, हम जब ज्यादा खाना खा लेते हैं, है ना, तो हमारा बॉडी क्या करता है, उस खाने को फैट के लेयर्स में हमारे बॉडी में स्टोर कर लेता है। फिर क्या होता है, कभी हमारे बॉडी में हम डाइटिंग करते हैं आगे जाके, तो डाइटिंग करते करते फिर हम क्या करते हैं, हमारा खाना कम हो जाता है, तो हमारे बॉडी को न्यूट्रिशन कम मिलने लगता है। तो हमारा बॉडी क्या करता है, हमारा बॉडी जो उसने फैट स्टोर किया था उस स्टोर्ड फैट को यूटिलाइज करने लगता है। ठीक है, सेम यही कंसेप्ट हमारे माइक्रोब्स यानी कि हमारे जो बैक्टीरिया हैं ये यूज करते हैं पीएचए के प्रोडक्शन में। व्हाट दे डू इज when they get the abundant amount of carbon source, okay, or any substrate they get in abundant amount, what they do, they store it inside their cell. Now here, can you see this? Can you see this? Yeah, this in this bacterial cell, can you see these granules? So this bacterial cell is completely filled with these type of granules. So when the bacteria gets abundant amount of carbon, वो क्या करता है, वो उस कार्बन को अपने सेल के अंदर स्टोर कर लेता है। किस फॉर्म में स्टोर करता है, ग्रेन्यूल्स के फॉर्म में। क्या चीज के ग्रेन्यूल्स में, पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी अल्कनोइड के ग्रेन्यूल्स में। और फिर सेम कंसेप्ट है इसका भी कि ये क्या करता है, स्टोर तो कर लेता है इसको, जब मिलता है बहुत ढेर सारा मिलता है इसको कार्बन सोर्स या सबस्ट्रेट मिलता है, तो ये अपने बॉडी में अपने सेल के अंदर ग्रेन्यूल्स के फॉर्म में इसे स्टोर कर लेता है। लेकिन जब इसका कार्बन सोर्स डिप्लीशन होने लगता है, तब ये क्या करता है, तब ये अपने ही बनाए हुए ग्रेन्यूल्स जो इसने बनाए हैं वो खाने लगता है एज अ रिजर्व मटेरियल। ठीक है, सो polyhydroxy, let me introduce in detail what are these polyhydroxy alkanoids. So this ये polyhydroxy alkanoid ये क्या है, ये पूरी फैमिली है polyhydroxy alkanoid PHA। अब ये फैमिली के अंदर बायो बेस्ड, बायोडिग्रेडेबल, बायोकम्पैटिबल प्लास्टिक्स आते हैं। ठीक है, अब ये जो फैमिली के जो प्लास्टिक्स हैं, बायोप्लास्टिक्स हैं, ये कैसे हैं, सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट क्वालिटी जो होनी चाहिए अगर हमें प्लास्टिक को रिप्लेस करना है तो क्या, वाटर इंसॉल्युबल होना चाहिए। ठीक है, तो वो क्वालिटी इसके अंदर है पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी अल्कनोइड्स के अंदर, दैट दीज आर वाटर इंसॉल्युबल storage polymers and that are being produced by more than 180 different types of species. Okay, so 180 different types of PHA। मैंने आपको बताया ऊपर जो हमारा जो फैमिली है, मेन फैमिली PHA है, इस मेन फैमिली के अंदर हमारे पास 180 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ PHAs हैं। ठीक है, अभी ये अलग अलग पीएचएस कौन कौन से होते हैं, ये अलग अलग पीएचए में पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी ब्यूट्रेट आता है, पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी वैलोरेट आता है, पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी प्रोपियोनेट आता है, पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सी हेक्सानोएट आता है। सो ऐसे 180 डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ पीएचएस हैं। ठीक है, सो और ये जो पॉलीएस्टर्स है ये हाइड्रोक्सी अल्कनोइक एसिड के पॉलीएस्टर्स होते हैं और ये मोर देन 300 डिफरेंट बैक्टीरियल स्पीशीज के द्वारा बनाए जाते हैं। वैरायटी ऑफ मोर देन 300 डिफरेंट बैक्टीरियल स्पीशीज। सिंथेसिस कब होता है इसका, हमारे जो बैक्टीरिया की जो सेल है, व्हेन दे स्टार्ट सिंथेसाइजिंग इट, they synthesize and store these PHAs as intracellularly as energy and carbon storage material. Okay, when under limiting nutritional elements, एक चीज का abundance होना चाहिए कार्बन का, और किस चीज का लिमिटेशन होना चाहिए, लाइक नाइट्रोजन, फॉस्फोरस, सल्फर, ऑक्सीजन और मैग्नीशियम। ये चीज लिमिटिंग अमाउंट में होनी चाहिए, कार्बन होना चाहिए abundance में। तब क्या करता है, तब हमारा जो बैक्टीरिया है ये पीएचए को बहुत अच्छे से अपने सेल के अंदर ग्रेन्यूल के फॉर्म में स्टोर कर लेता है। अब ये जो पीएचए है ये क्यों इतना इंपॉर्टेंट क्यों है पीएचए, क्योंकि पीएचए के अंदर थर्मोप्लास्टिक। नाउ व्हाट डू यू मीन बाय थर्मोप्लास्टिक, इसकी कुछ पर्टिकुलर प्रॉपर्टीज है जो इसको प्लास्टिक के बगल में लाके खड़ा कर देता है। प्लास्टिक and PHAs, they are like shoulder to shoulder, Now, what are those particular properties? First of all, thermoplastic properties. Thermoplastic properties का मतलब क्या है? Thermoplastic हम उस चीज को बोलेंगे जो कि हाई टेम्परेचर पे भी उसका जो स्टेबिलिटी है वो लूज नहीं कर रहा है, वो थर्मोस्टेबल है. ओके, एंड ऑल्सो सम ऑफ द स्ट्रक्चरल प्रॉपर्टीज, इसकी जो स्ट्रक्चरल प्रॉपर्टीज है दे आर सिमिलर टू पॉलीप्रोपिलीन. Apart from that, it is having a very important property, that is moisture barrier property. Okay, अब जब हमने यहाँ पे आपने देखा, यहाँ पे मैंने आपको डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ प्लास्टिक्स बताए, तो ये सारे प्लास्टिक्स में से पीएचए को जो सुपीरियर बनाता है वो ये क्वालिटीज है. एक तो इसके अंदर मॉइस्चर बैरियर प्रॉपर्टीज है, मॉइस्चर से वाटर इनसॉल्युबल है इसलिए ये मॉइस्चर बैरियर प्रॉपर्टीज है. तो ये सब प्रॉपर्टीज इसको बाकी की अदर बायोडिग्रेडेबल मटेरियल्स से सुपीरियर बनाता है. नाउ देयर आर टू मेन ग्रुप्स ऑफ पीएचएस. ठीक है, ये कार्बन लेंथ के अकॉर्डिंग द ग्रुप इज डिवाइडेड इनटू शॉर्ट चेन लेंथ ग्रुप एंड द मीडियम चेन लेंथ. शॉर्ट चेन लेंथ को हम बोलेंगे HCl एंड मीडियम चेन लेंथ को हम बोलेंगे MCl. ओके, अब आप लोग सोच रहे होंगे कि इतना पीएचए इतना ज्यादा अच्छा है, सब कुछ है सब, तो फिर अभी तक हमको इसका इतना कमर्शियलाइजेशन क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है, क्यों नहीं आ गया प्लास्टिक की तरह मार्केट में? हर चीज के साथ, हर अच्छी चीज के साथ कुछ ना कुछ तो एक प्रॉब्लम होता ही है. इसके साथ भी एक प्रॉब्लम है. क्या प्रॉब्लम है? प्रॉब्लम है इसका एक इम्पॉर्टेंट फैक्टर जो कि इसकी कॉस्ट को अफेक्ट करता है. What is that important factor that affects the cost of PHA production? That is the substrate. कोई भी माइक्रोबियल चीज हम प्रोडक्शन करना चाहते हैं तो उसमें हमारे पास आ जाता है एक कंस्ट्रेंट, वो है सबस्ट्रेट का. अब ये भी रिसर्चर्स आर वर्किंग ऑन इट के भाई किस तरीके से वी कैन रिड्यूस द कॉस्ट ऑफ द सबस्ट्रेट. क्या कर सकते हैं हम कि हम सबस्ट्रेट का जो कॉस्ट है वो कम कर सकते हैं. तो हमारे पास बहुत अच्छे सारे डिफरेंट ऑप्शंस है. सबसे पहले हम क्या कर सकते हैं, हम सबस्ट्रेट का कॉस्ट रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं बाय यूटिलाइजिंग वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट्स और स्ट्रीम्स. ठीक है, कोई भी ऐसी चीज बन रही है जिसके प्रोडक्शन से कुछ वेस्ट प्रोडक्ट बनता है, कुछ वेस्ट स्ट्रीम बनती है जिसको फेंक ही देना है बाद में, है ना. तो ऐसी चीज को हम यूज कर सकते हैं पीएचए प्रोडक्शन में. जैसे कि मैंने आपको यहाँ पे बताया लिग्नोसेल्यूलोजिक फीडस्टॉक. तो यहाँ पे क्या होता है, आप यू ऑल माइट बी नोइंग राइट, हमारा इंडिया क्या है, एक खेती प्रधान देश है, राइट. वी आर लाइक एग्रीकल्चरल कंट्री. तो हमारे इंडिया के अंदर बहुत सारा एग्रीकल्चरल वेस्ट निकलता है. जब भी कुछ एग्रीकल्चर में से हार्वेस्ट करते हैं तो उसका सब बहुत सारा व्हीट राइस हस्क होता है, कॉर्न कॉब होता है और बहुत सारा ऐसा डिफरेंट हमारे पास वेस्ट निकलता है जिसको हम एज अ सबस्ट्रेट यूज कर सकते हैं फॉर द प्रोडक्शन ऑफ पीएचएस, राइट. इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे वेस्ट स्ट्रीम्स हैं. जैसे कि मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल देती हूँ कि एक फ्रूट जूस की कंपनी है. तो फ्रूट जूस की कंपनी क्या करती है, ऑरेंज जूस की सपोज कंपनी है, तो ऑरेंज जूस वो लोग ले लेंगे, जूस तो वो लोग यूज करेंगे अपना प्रोडक्ट बनाने के लिए, लेकिन उसका जो पल्प बचेगा, है ना, उसका जो पील बचेगा, वो पील का क्या होगा, उस पील को भी हम यूज कर सकते हैं. ऐसे ही कोई भी फ्रूट जूस कंपनी है उसके पास ऑरेंज का पील निकलेगा, पाइनएप्पल का पील निकलेगा. ऐसे ही कोई स्टार्च बेस्ड कंपनी है तो उसके पास पोटैटो का पील निकलेगा. अब आपको पता है पील जब हम करते हैं कोई चीज को तो अकेला एक्चुअल पील का लेयर तो आता नहीं है, अंदर उस पील के साथ वो पर्टिकुलर प्रोडक्ट का भी थोड़ा सा लेयर आता है. सो दीज पील्स आर आल्सो वेरी मच रिच इन the particular product like starch or something, and that we can use for microbial fermentation. Now these coming to the applications of these PHAs, they can be used in industries like films, paper laminates, sheets, bags, containers, right? आप लोगों को पता होगा शायद, हम जो चाय पीते हैं, चाय पीने वाले कप होते हैं ना, पेपर कप्स, तो आपको पता है वो जो पेपर कप्स होते हैं वो अकेले पेपर के नहीं बने होते, ठीक है, वो अकेले पेपर के तो बने नहीं होते हैं। अगर अकेले पेपर कप अगर हम कप बनाएंगे तो क्या वो उसके अंदर गरम गरम चाय डालेंगे वो विथस्टैंड कर सकता है? पेपर तो नहीं विथस्टैंड कर सकता, राइट? तो क्या होता है, पेपर के कप के अंदर एक पतला सा लेयर होता है, मालूम है आप लोगों को, प्लास्टिक का। उस प्लास्टिक के लेयर की वजह से वो एक बैरियर क्रिएट करता है, जिसकी वजह से ये लिक्विड जाके पेपर को वेट नहीं करता है ना? तो हम जो चाय पी रहे हैं अभी, जो हमारे पास जो पेपर कप्स हैं बाजार में, वो ये प्लास्टिक की फिल्म से उसके अंदर प्लास्टिक की फिल्म है। सो एक्चुअली whenever we are drinking tea in these paper cups, we are actually intaking microplastics along with that particular tea or whatever thing we are drinking. सो ये जो पेपर कप्स के अंदर का जो ये शीट है, ये शीट पीएचएस का बन सकता है, ठीक है। दूसरा, एग्रीकल्चर के अंदर अगर आप देखो, एग्रीकल्चर में जब आप कोई भी प्लांट या कुछ भी फार्म है आपके पास, फार्म के अंदर आपको कोई भी पर्टिकुलर चीज आपके पास पेस्टिसाइड है, आपके पास हर्बिसाइड है या फर्टिलाइजर है, आपने पीएचए की बैग के अंदर भर के रख दिया है, ठीक है। क्या होगा, धीरे धीरे पीएचए की बैग डिग्रेड होगी ऑटोमेटिकली धीरे धीरे आपका पेस्टिसाइड, हर्बिसाइड या जो भी रेगुलेटर है या फर्टिलाइजर है वो धीरे धीरे लीच आउट होगा। सो इन अ कंट्रोल्ड फैशन योर प्लांट्स विल गेट द कंट्रोल्ड रिलीज ऑफ दीज पर्टिकुलर थिंग्स। सो इसमें यूज होता है एग्रीकल्चर में, मेडिकल में यूज होता है, क्योंकि ये ह्यूमन बॉडी से कंपेटिबल है। सो हमारी ह्यूमन बॉडी में जब इसका बनाया हुआ स्विच्योर्स या लिगामेंट रिप्लेसमेंट या फिर ग्राफ्ट या फिर हम कंट्रोल ड्रग रिलीज मैकेनिज्म, इसका एक बहुत ही अपकमिंग रिसर्च का फील्ड है, दैट इज पीएचए नैनो पार्टिकल्स हैविंग ड्रग लोडेड फॉर टारगेटेड डिलीवरी। तो इसमें क्या करते हैं कि जैसे ट्यूमर है तो ट्यूमर को टारगेट करके नैनो पार्टिकल्स बनाए जाते हैं पीएचए के, और उसके अंदर वो ड्रग ऐड कर दिया जाता है, और दैट पर्टिकुलर नैनो पार्टिकल, सिंस इट इज targeted for that particular tumor, it will go to that particular target site, and at that particular site it will release the drug. So this is the this is ongoing research work that is booming nowadays. So that for that also it is used. Then in household it is also been used for disposable razors, disposable utensils, diapers, feminine hygiene products like sanitary napkins, containers, and many other things. Here you can see some of the bio-based bags that are used currently in packaging industry. Some of the bottles and wrappings that are used in the industry currently. Now coming to the carbon cycle of bioplastics, like plants, they synthesize carbohydrates utilizing photosynthesis. We can use these carbohydrates for the fermentation, and PHA polymer can be produced out of the fermentation as a product, and plastics products are being made. They can be recycled, or if they degrade, they biodegrade into carbon dioxide and water. Okay. So that is the carbon cycle. This is the structure of polyhydroxyalkanoate. Now, let me explain this structure. So, see, the R over here. This R group, if it is hydrogen, okay, it is polyhydroxypropionate. If it is methyl, it is poly 3-hydroxybutyrate. If it is ethyl, only the R group changes and the structure of the PHA changes. Okay, so we have learned that in the PHA family there are 180 different types of different polymers, right? So how these different polymers are made? Just by the change in the R group. Okay. Now, among these different polyesters which come under the family of PHAs, one very important one is polyhydroxybutyrate, that is PHB. Now, this PHB is a short chain length PHA, and it can be produced in activated sludge. Okay, and it is found in many different types of bacteria, but one example is Alkaligenes eutrophus, and it can accumulate intracellularly as granules of more than 80% of cell dry weight. मतलब समझ रहे हो, अगर वो पर्टिकुलर बैक्टीरिया का बायोमास जो है वो आपके पास 100 ग्राम मिलता है, तो 100 ग्राम में से वो 80 ग्राम्स आपका पीएचए प्रोडक्शन कर सकता है. इतना हाई क्वांटिटी में ये वाला बैक्टीरिया पीएचए प्रोडक्शन कर सकता है. Now, coming to the PHA biosynthesis, that is the biosynthetic pathway. हम अलग अलग सबस्ट्रेट यूज करेंगे तो हमको अलग अलग टाइप का पीएचए प्रोडक्शन हम कर सकते हैं. ठीक है. नाउ हियर यू कैन सी दैट इफ वी यूज ग्लूकोज, ओके, एज अ सबस्ट्रेट, we will get the end product, that is polyhydroxybutyrate. अगर आपको और दूसरा कोई पॉलीमर बनाना है तो आप दूसरा सबस्ट्रेट यूज कीजिए, लाइक प्रोपियोनिक एसिड, and it will result in the production of polyhydroxybutyrate valerate copolymer, right? तो आप सबस्ट्रेट के साथ खेल सकते हैं और आप पीएचए का जो प्रोडक्शन है उसका स्ट्रक्चर भी आप चेंज कर सकते हैं. तो अगर आपको ज्यादा ड्यूरेबिलिटी वाला चाहिए पॉलीमर तो यू कैन गो फॉर द चेंजेस इन द सबस्ट्रेट. नाउ सबसे पहले जो पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सीब्यूट्रेट है दैट वाज फाउंड इन Bacillus megaterium. ओके, and this particular polyhydroxybutyrate, this is having a low thermal stability. अब ये पॉलीहाइड्रोक्सीब्यूट्रेट के साथ प्रॉब्लम ये है कि ये वाला जो पर्टिकुलर वाला जो पॉलीमर है पीएचए का, ये इसकी स्टेबिलिटी भी लो है और ये थोड़ा सा ब्रिटल है. मतलब कि जो हमारी जो कन्वीनियंट हमारी जो प्लास्टिक है, आप प्लास्टिक की बैग लीजिए, उसको आप खींचिए तो वो काफी हद तक खींचेगी. You can stretch it out, and after stretching more, then only it will break down. But in this case, the stretchability, the elasticity is missing in PHP. So now, but it can be produced very easily, this PHP. So doing certain permutations and combinations, we can make a copolymer. Okay, जैसे मैंने आपको यहाँ पे बताया that if we add a different substrate over here like propionic acid, we can prepare another copolymer, right? We can blend it with something else like PHB and PHV, hydroxyvalerate. Hydroxyvalerate is like a flexible and a tough polymer. So when you blend hydroxyvalerate with the hydroxybutyrate, the polymer produced, the copolymer produced will be flexible and tough, right? Now this copolymer was marketed as Biopol, and it was used to make films, coated paper, compost bags, disposable foodwares, bottles, razors. ओके, ये सब चीजों में यूज हुआ, लेकिन फिर भी इसका कॉस्ट जो था वो केमिकली सिंथेसाइज्ड पॉलीमर्स से थोड़ा सा हाई था. लाइक प्रोपिलीन, if it is $1 per kg, our PHVB copolymer was $3 to $5 per kg. So still there is a room for research over here to reduce the substrate cost. Now the operon which is involved for this production in Eutrophus, this is PHB-CAB operon, and the structural genes, they are encoded in a single operon, and they encode for PHA synthase, beta ketothiolase and NADPH dependent acetoacetyl CoA reductase. ये सारे जो जीन्स, ये जो जीन्स है, ये जो एंजाइम प्रोड्यूस करते हैं, ये हमारे PHA सिंथेसिस में काम आते हैं. Now coming to the production of PHA. How you will do the production of PHP? So normally when we go for manufacturing PHB, batch culture is preferred. ओके तो बैच कल्चर के अंदर ही पीएचबी प्रोडक्शन किया जाता है एंड दिस पीएचबी प्रोडक्शन इट अकर्स व्हेन देयर इज एक्सेस सप्लाई ऑफ कार्बन सोर्स एंड लिमिटेशन ऑफ एसेंशियल न्यूट्रिएंट्स सच एज नाइट्रोजन फास्फोरस सल्फर सो हमको ये दो चीजें मेंटेन करनी है कार्बन सोर्स ज्यादा होना चाहिए और नाइट्रोजन फास्फोरस एंड सल्फर सोर्स हमारा जो है वो लिमिटेड होना चाहिए अब नाउ इन पीएचए प्रोडक्शन देयर आर टू डिस्टिंक्ट फेज एक होता है बैक्टीरिया का ग्रोथ फेज राइट सो इन द इनिशियल फेज द बैक्टीरिया विल ग्रो and after achieving the growth phase the bacteria will start accumulating polymer now so there are two distinct phases now as the growth phase ceases due to nutrition exhaustion synthesis of the phb commences and it is also possible to produce phb if we restrict the oxygen supply to our aerobic bacteria so here you can see this is the growth phase and after the growth phase the polymer accumulation phase starts अभी मैंने आपको जैसे बताया कि हमारा जो पीएचए है इसके अंदर भी हमारे बॉडी में जो फैट स्टोरेज होता है उसी तरह से इसका भी कामकाज है like the bacteria will produce it and when like after उसको ऐसा लगेगा कि अभी तो न्यूट्रिशन बिल्कुल ही डिप्लीट हो गया है खाने के लिए कुछ भी नहीं बचा है मर जाएगा बैक्टीरिया इन दैट फेज द बैक्टीरिया विल स्टार्ट ईटिंग अप इट्स ओन पीएचए सो हमको क्या करना है वी हैव टू recognize that particular time that when the bacteria will enter into that phase that it will start eating its own PHA uske pehle we have to stop the fermentation cycle and we have to harvest our cells and from those cells वो पूरा का पूरा जो fermentation हमने किया fermenter के अंदर we will harvest that complete fermenter complete media the cells we will recover the pH from the cells अब उसके लिए हमें क्या करना है हमें एक तो चेक करते रहना है डिफरेंट डाइज अवेलेबल है नाइल रेड है सुदान ब्लैक है नाइल ब्लू है ये डाइज से हम स्टेनिंग करके बैक्टीरिया को चेक कर सकते हैं कि हाँ अभी हमारा पीएचए प्रोडक्शन पीक पे पहुंच गया है after that we can separate out our cells by centrifugation or by filtration whichever is convenient and then the pH can be recovered using different solvents like chloroform to break open the cell क्योंकि वो cell के अंदर है तो we need to break the cell wall and we have to extract the polymer outside and once अब जब हम कोई भी cell को break करेंगे right it is not like that you will get the pure form of polymer out of the bacterial cell of course you will get some impurities okay along with the polymer so what we have to do is we have to purify the polymer तो extract करने के बाद हमें purification करना है polymer का और finally हमारा जो PHA है उसका biodegradation आप देख सकते हैं fastest आप anaerobic sewage में देखेंगे स्लोवेस्ट आप सी वाटर में देखेंगे अब ऐसा नहीं है कि कहीं पे भी आप जाके अपना पीएचए का प्रोडक्ट रख देंगे और वो डिग्रेड हो जाएगा नो इट इज नॉट लाइक दैट द डिग्रेडेशन द बायोडिग्रेडेशन ऑफ पीएचए डिपेंड्स ऑन टेम्परेचर द लाइट the moisture the exposed surface area the pH the microbial activity present in that particular area where your product is there all these factors they in a combination they have an effect on the biodegradation so these degrading microbes they colonize on the surface of the polymer and they secrete enzyme called as PHA depolymerase and that degrades PHA when in anaerobic condition it degrades PHA into CO2 and H2O and in anaerobic condition it degrades PHA into carbon dioxide water and methane now I will also share some of the work which I have done on PHA so what we have done is we have collected some samples marine samples from different sites for the isolation of the bacteria, and we have isolated the bacteria. And हमने क्या किया, हमने बैक्टीरिया का स्क्रीनिंग किया, that is by using viable colony staining. Now in that, what we have to do, it is a very simple technique. In that you just have to prepare your media. अभी जब आपका मीडिया इज इन लिक्विड फॉर्म, राइट, हम ऑटोक्लेव में से बाहर निकालते हैं, तभी इन दैट स्टेज एसेप्टिकली वी हैव टू ऐड अ डाई, दैट इज नाइल रेड डाई इन द मीडिया. अब ये नाइल रेड डाई का ऐसा है कि इसको आप यूवी लाइट में एक्सपोज करेंगे, तो दिस नाइल रेड डाई विच इज प्रेजेंट in the media, if your bacteria will grow on the surface of the media containing Nile red dye, and if your bacteria is producing PHA, so this Nile red dye will go and bind to the PHA. Okay, and when you will expose it under UV, under dark conditions, see, it will give fluorescence. Now here you can clearly see the organisms which are producing PHA are giving very good fluorescence, right? So it is very easy to screen out. Like if you want to work with PHA, so this is the easiest way to screen out the bacteria without doing any additional step. Now when my bacteria have reached to the peak level, and they are like producing PHA granules inside the cell or not, and that I have checked using the fluorescence microscopy. Here you can see inside the cell. Can you see these granules inside the cell? These granules are of PHA. Okay, so Nile red staining was done using fluorescence microscopy, and we have isolated two very good bacterial strains which were giving very good PHA production. Now, as I have told you that this substrate is a limiting factor for the economic viability of PHA. So, what substrate we have used is Jatropha biodiesel byproduct. So the biodiesel was prepared from Jatropha seeds, and out of these seeds, when the biodiesel was prepared, the biodiesel was washed with glycerol and some other salts. So during that preparation stage, there was a waste stream that was coming out of biodiesel when the biodiesel was washed, and that waste stream was having glycerol, methanol, some salt impurities. So that waste stream we have used as a substrate to feed our bacteria for the production of PHA. And we have also done the optimization studies using a 10-liter fermenter, and the PHB which has been produced is actually PHB or not, that was checked using FTIR. We have compared it with the standard PHB sample from Sigma, and it was found to have the peaks at 1724 that corresponds to the ester carbonyl group. And we have also done the biodegradability study, like I have told you, that the bacteria, when we bury the PHA film in soil, so what happens is the bacteria, they colonize on the surface of the film of the product, PHA product, and then they produce the enzyme, that is PHA depolymerase, and they start degrading the film. So here you can see this is the same image, scanning electron microscopy image of the PHA film. So this is the same image of the film at 0 day. This is the same film, but the scanning electron micrograph at 50 days. Can you see the wear and tear on the surface of the film? There is also colonization of the film by bacteria, and when the film was removed from the soil, it was in this manner. It was there were many wear and tear, and the film was torn, and that is how we can say that the PHAs are biodegradable. So now this is the time that is the right for bioplastics, the green plastics, and the green is red hot. With this, I would like to conclude my lecture, and thank you very much, all of you, for your patient listening, and thank you, sir,
Thank you, madam.
for
Thank you. Thank you.